Welcome back to another class, another episode of Matrix Algebra. How are you guys doing today?
Fine.
Good?
I've been here since 12 p.m.
Wow. 7 hours. You must be very tired, right? Okay, so don't forget to submit your homework by tonight midnight. Homework 1, homework 2. Yeah, 1 minute before 1 minute before midnight. And I'm planning to post the solution. I'll see. Also, we are going to have the next homework. There is only 2 questions due Monday midnight. Okay. And next week we are going to have 2 classes, Monday and on Wednesday, both. And then the following week, we're not going to have any class at all. No Monday, no Wednesday. Is it right? See here?
Yeah, rough time.
Okay.
Let me make it bigger. So today is 10. We are going to have a class. Next week, we are going to have a class on 15 and 17. And then we are going to have the entire week off for us only. No Monday, no Wednesday. But when you come back, the following week, we are going to have the exam. So next week, we are going to decide the exam will be up to which section. Okay. If we see that the exam is only on few sections, then we're going to move the exam date. We'll decide later. For now, my plan is to give you the exam, first exam on 29. That's the plan. Yes, that's the plan. But you will see. So far we covered 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So this is 1.3. We're going to finish 1.3 today. And then next week we're going to do 1.4. So yeah, we can do the exam. We have 4 sections, not bad. Okay, so the goal for today is to do some handy example on how do we convert an augmented matrix into reduced row echelon form. And if you cannot convert into reduced row echelon form, at least convert into row echelon form. And then you can use back substitution.
So I was reading the textbook, so like Gaussian elimination is basically the 3 elementary
Row echelon form.
and like so it's possible to like just switch rows. Okay.
We can switch rows, we can multiply a row by a non-zero number, and we can add rows. That's the 3 things we are allowed to do. So using that, we are going to solve this equation first. Sorry, system of equations. So in order to solve, first you have to start with augmented matrix. Who can tell me the augmented matrix for this system of equations? Go ahead.
3, 2, -1. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And then 1 on the next. Oh yeah. Line 4. And then 1, -2, 2, 1. 11, 2, 1.
14. So we are given 3 rows and 3 variables. So we want to get a solution like this. This is our goal, to convert this augmented matrix into 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, and then the solution should be here. This is our goal, okay? So I would suggest always write down your goal. What is your goal? If you write down your goal, then you can easily see what steps you have to follow after one step. For example, here, we can see that our goal is to convert this into 1. Why? Because this is what you want here.
Why don't we just swap row 3 with 1?
So you have 2 choices. Either divide by 3 to make 1, or just swap them. If you divide by 3, we'll end up making some fraction, which you dislike, and you cannot turn them into decimal because we're not going to get exact solution there. So you only have to work with fraction. So instead of dividing this by 3, if you swap row 1 and 2, it will solve our problem. So, step 1, swap them, row 1 and row 2. We get new matrix, 1, -2, 2, 1, 3, 2, -1, 4, and we did not do anything in the last row, so we keep the entire last row. So one goal is satisfied. We reached our goal for one number. And then our next goal is to convert this 3 into 0. Because this is what we have on the second position. When you convert, you should go column-wise. Instead of going row-wise, go column-wise to reduce.
When I do my homework and stuff, can I just do this? Just say that I'm swapping rows instead.
For swapping, you can just use arrows.
Yeah.
But for other operations, you have to indicate.
Yeah.
For example, here, we want to change our row 2. So we are going to get a new row 2. Some book use simply R2 to show the new row 2, but I learned to use star to indicate the new row. So the new row 2, we want the 3 to be 0. How can you make 3 into 0? Any idea?
Subtracting.
We cannot subtract. Subtraction is not allowed.
Add by negative.
You.
It's the same thing. So, multiply.
So since we
Multiply
cannot
by
non-zero constant, so we want to change row 2. We cannot change it individually, right? We cannot just use row 2 to change it. We need some other rows.
-3 times row
1. Exactly. We keep our row 2, but we can add -3 times row 1. Then -3 and +3 will turn into 0. So a new row 2 is current row 2 plus -3 row 1, or simply 3 row 1. That's the operation we're going to use. The current row 2 plus -3 times row 1. And also, at the same time, we want our 11 to be 0. So we are going to change our row 3. So the new row 3 is current row 3. And then what can I do? We can multiply our row 1 by -11. Multiply by -11 and add with 11 will turn this into 0. So new row 3 is the current row 3 plus -11 row 1. You can change all rows at the same time. It's not a problem. For the math, either you can do it mentally or you can really do them manually. So I'm going to do them manually. Current row 2 is 3 to -1, 4. And you're multiplying row 1 by -3. So -3, so this is -3 times row 1. -3, 6, -6, -3. Right? If you multiply row 1 by -3, we get -3, +6, -6, -3. So this is what we have, -3 times row 1. And when you combine them, we end up getting what? 0, 8, -7, 1. So this is our new row 2. Let's write down our new row 2. 0, 8, -7, 1. And now I'm going to change the row 3. So let's keep the current row 3. 11 to 114. This is the current one. And we are going to multiply the first row by -11. So we'll get -11, then +22. negative 22, negative 11. When you combine, what do you get? 3. So this is the new row 3. So 0, 24, negative 21, 3. We changed the row 2, so we wrote the new row 2. We changed the row 3, so we wrote the new row 3. Did we change row 1? No. So you have to keep your old row 1. 1, negative 2, 2, 1. Question, go ahead.
So what you did is multiple row operations at once.
At the same time.
Okay, that's efficient.
It will save time. That means we are happy with the first entire column. What you wanted, we have that. So you go to the next column, and you should start from the bottom.
Why?
It will make life easier.
So
Here,
it's,
2.
it's not a universal rule, it's just for this specific problem. We should start or always start with the
Most of the time, because the last row will tell you whether you have a solution or not. So if you have,
bottom. Why? I'm just flat.
you'll see. So yeah, you can do 2 things at the same time, but if you cannot do 2 things at the same time, you can use the last column, the last entry, and then the second entry. Okay. But here we can actually do 2 things together. We want this 8 to be 1. That's our goal. And we want this 24 to be 0. That's our goal. So let's say we want to make 24 into 0. So we are going to change row 3. So we keep row 3. And then what can we do? Negative 3 times row 2. Negative 3 row 2. If you want, you can do the math here on the side. We have current row 3 is this one. 0, 24, 21, 3. And if you multiply this by negative 3, here you get 0, negative 24, positive 21, and negative 3. Right? Negative 3 times row 2. So 0, negative 24, positive 21, negative 3. This is negative 3 times row 2. When you combine these two, what do you get? The entire row to be 0. So this is our new last row, 0, 0, 0, 0. At the same time, we can change this 8 into 1 easily. How? Divide by 8. So a new row 2 is current row 2 by 2, or you can put 1/2 row 2.
Division is part of the Gaussian elimination.
Multiplication is, but multiplication and division.
Row 2.
1/2 row 2.
Is, you know, forward to up.
It's 1/2 row 2.
Okay.
So this becomes 0. 8 divided by 8 is 1. Negative 7 divided by 8 is negative 7, 8. And 1 divided by 8 is 1, 8. So we changed row 3 into this. We changed row 2 into this. Did we change row 1?
No.
No. So we are going to keep the same row 1. 1, negative 2, 2, 1.
Can't turn a 0 into obviously.
You cannot send a solution because
We just make the next, we can make the column 3 0. Wait, how did turn 8 to 1?
divided by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1.
1, 2 over 2.
Which 2?
The
So
R2 over 2.
you have to divide the entire row by 8. So 0 divided by 8 is 0. 8 divided by 8 is 1. negative 7 divided by 8.
So why don't you write R2 equals to R2 here?
Current row 2 divided by 2. The new row 2. How do it's no new because it's a start. The new row 2 is the current row 2 divided by 8. Sorry, typo. Thank you for catching that. It's divided by 8. Huh?
I thought it was negative 21 or negative 4.
21. Come on, I'm sorry. It looks like 21, but actually, it looks like 4, but actually it's negative 21. Still looks like 4. But I have small space between them. Okay, now I get two choices. Either you can stop and use back substitution. That means this is not in reduced echelon form, it's in only row echelon form. Or you can go ahead and do one more step and turn this into reduced echelon form.
Wait, one more step.
So this line, you cannot change anything. It's fixed. Why not? Because if you want to change this line, you have to use the help of the first line. But if you use the help of the first line, then 0 will not be 0 anymore. It will turn into a number, which we don't want. So that means the second line is reduced. We cannot reduce the second line anymore. However, we can reduce the first line. Which one you can reduce? Definitely this one we don't want, and this is we don't want. That means either one of them we can reduce.
Why not both?
Uh,
What happens if we subtract like a multiple of negative 2 row 1 minus negative 2 row 2 plus
row 1 times 2 row 2, so that will become 0. Okay, so let's do that. Our new row 1, I should change the color. Our new row 1 is current row 1 plus twice row 2. So the new row 1 is 2 times the row 2. Let's see what do we get. Let's do the math here. The new row 1, sorry, the current row 1 is 1, negative 2, 2, 1. And if you multiply row 2 by 2, you get 0, 2, negative 7, 8 times 2, and then positive 1, 8 times 2. Right? Negative 7, 8 times 2, positive 1, 8 times 2. So we have to reduce them. You can reduce them using calculator, but you cannot use decimal. Or you can simply use your knowledge. You can cancel 8 and 2 because 2 is in the numerator, 8 is in the denominator. You get 4 on the denominator. Same thing on the bottom one. 2 goes to 8 4 times, so you get 4 on the denominator. So we get negative 7 4 and positive 1 4. So negative 7 4, positive 1 4. And then you combine them. So this is row 1, and this is twice row 2. When you add, you get 1, 0. And then you have 2 minus 7 4, and then 1 plus 1 4. So you're adding these two, and you are adding these two. So you have to add them. Again, you can use calculator, or you can simply do the math. If you do the math, it's not bad. You multiply these two, and you combine the numerator. So 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 7, you have 1 4. But the bottom one, same thing. 4, you multiply with 1. So 4 times 1 is 4, and then you add the 1. So you get 5 4. So this is 1/4, and this is 5/4. That's our new row 1. So current row 1 plus twice row 2, when you add them, you get the new row 1. So new row 1 is 1, 0, 1/4, 5/4. Did we change anything on row 2? We did not, so you have to keep it. 0, 1, -7, 8, +1, 8. And the last one stays same, 0, 0, 0, 0. Any questions so far?
So all row of zeros allowed in reduced row echelon. And he was asking about the row of zeros. You're like, what does that mean?
It doesn't tell us anything. In many cases, it doesn't tell us anything. But here, it tells us something.
What is it saying? Are we allowed to have zeros on top of the line? Yeah.
Look at our goal. What is our goal? Our goal was to have diagonals 1, everything else 0. That was our goal. So we reached half of our goal. We have 0 this diagonal and everything else 0. The only problem is the last one. Can you reduce that anymore?
No.
No. So we have a perfectly reduced row echelon form. Question?
The goal was already between.
Not really. Our goal is to have a 1 here, but we did not have a 1 here. We do not have a 1 here.
The one at the bottom left.
Bottom right.
I mean, yeah, all the way over there. Where we had the.
So we had -2 here. We wanted to make it 0. So we have a 0 here.
And we did that by adding.
By adding twice row 2 with the row 1. So current row 1 plus twice row 2. So row 1, 2 times row 2. And we did the math here. So we got a perfectly reduced row echelon form. But you cannot stop here because it's asking for the solution. What solution we have? So we have to go to back substitution and get the solution.
So. Just to clarify,
Mhm.
a system like this would not be infinite solutions just because like the last one only has zeros.
For this case, it does.
Okay, okay, so I'm not completely.
Mhm.
Okay.
So when a row of 0 tells us that we have infinite solution, when it's supposed to have all rows with 1, or you don't have them, that means you have infinite solution. For example, here, we're supposed to have 1 here, but we don't. So we have 3 variables. We're supposed to have 3 columns for each variable. So 1 column for each variable. But what do we have? 1 column, so 1 row, 2 row. Third row doesn't have any information. So we're supposed to have 3 rows filled with numbers, but we have only 2 rows filled with numbers. So that tells us we have infinite solution. For 3 variables, we're supposed to have 3 rows. We don't have 3 rows, we have only 2 rows. So more variable, but less equation, we have infinite solution. For infinite solution, you have to write down each variable. Each variable is what? Go ahead, question.
Oh, so in this case, the lead variable would be x1, x2.
Other way around. X1 and X2 cannot be leading variable.
Oh, they're pivots there.
They are dependent variable. They have pivots, but they are dependent. So let's work backward. Take a look at the last one. So not the last one, the second row. So by the information they gave us, we know this entire column is X, this entire column is Y, and this entire column is z, because we have three variables, x, y, z. So what information we get from the second row about x, y, z?
X is 0, Y is 1, and Z is -7.
So y minus 7/8z is 1/8. This is what we have from the second row. Can you solve for y here? Yeah, but we can turn this y into y equals positive 7/8z plus 1/8. It's not independent, but we can solve for y. Then you look at the first one. Let me change the color. If you look at this one, what information we have about x, y, z here?
Is Y equal to 0?
No, x plus 1/4 of z equals 5/4. This one is telling us that there is no y in this equation. So we have only x and z. X plus 1/4 of z is 5/4. So can you solve for x from this equation? So x is negative 1/4 of z plus positive 5/4. So we have x, we have z. Let's write them together. Y is 7/8z and 1/8. And what do you observe? Both x and y dependent on z. So which one is free variable? Which one is independent? Z. So you have to indicate that our z is the free variable. Free variable. Z is the free variable. X and y depend on z, so x and y, they're not free. There's only one free variable. That's z. So when you write, you're supposed to write, we have infinite solution, infinite solution. And for infinite solution, we're supposed to write down this information.
And look at the reduced row echelon form, see the 0 here, and say that this is a free variable. Yeah.
But you also have to tell me what is x and y.
Yep.
So example of something that's not free would be like column 1.
If you have infinite solution, you have at least one free variable.
Okay.
That's what infinite solution means. The unique solution, each variable has their own number. If you have no solution, you cannot solve for the variable. For infinite, there is at least one free variable, and the other variables are depending on that. At least one. Sometimes there are two. But if you have three, that means it's unique solution.
What about
What variable? Leading variable. This is the leading variable. The free variable.
I thought that was the C here.
Free and leading are the same. Aren't they?
They're the same?
As far as I know, they're same. It's leading variable. It's leading the other variables, which is the free variable.
But the leading variable. That in the first row, 1 would be.
Really? I'll look into it.
It's the first non-zero number in the row.
Is-
Wouldn't that be the leading
Is the
variable?
leading variable and different at the same time?
Because wait,
One is different.
Leading variable, it means it leads.
Here.
Oh, yeah, it could be the first non-zero number. So yeah, here the leading variable. So in this column, in this row, our leading variable is x. In this row, our leading variable is y. However, even though they are leading, they are not free. They depend on the last variable z. So leading variable, yes, is x and y, but the free variable is the independent one, z. So they may lead, but they are bad leader. They have to they're not independent. They have to depend on the other one, which is free. Question? Did you have a question?
Oh, wait. So. Could you re-clarify what a pivot is? Like,
Pivot is the first non-zero number
okay.
on each row and column.
Uh,
So every row and column can have only one pivot.
It sounds similar to a leading pair.
Exactly.
so pivots would be one,
One and one.
one, and one. Okay,
Mhm.
that helps.
No problem. Any other question? So we did one together. Now you're going to do two with your friends, with your neighbors. Let me put, this is the first one.
Five eight. Grade 5-8.
Once you are a little bit done with this one, then I'm going to show you the other one. And it's a prayer time, so let me pray first. You don't have to work alone, okay? You can work with your neighbors. Vlad, how come you don't have anything? How come you don't have anything to write on?
Because I'm using laptop. I'm using the level here. Do you have a pad? Huh?
Do I have a pen?
You can drop it.
Drop?
Yeah, that's a bad throw.
Sorry.
Sure. Thank you.
So do you have any paper, Vlad?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it should work. Or maybe two.
Okay, all right, let's go there. Wait a second, I might have. Wait a second. What? I might have- What? What are we trying to-
If you're done with this one, there's another. Kark. I'm taking attendance. Kark. Kark Artar. Absent. Jose, Tenzin, no Tenzin, Mehrab, Kenyan, Bora, absent. Andy,
Here.
Chuyan, Jackson, Christian, Emmanuel, Gregory,
Here.
Abid, Orjin, Vlad, Ethan, right? And Elsa. Did you notice, Elsa, you're the only female in this class? Among all the guys, you are our star. Okay, who needs help? You're already done? What do you have?
Full reduced row echelon.
So what is the conclusion?
The solution is consistent.
Consistent means you have either infinite solution or unique solution. Do you have anything?
Unique solution.
You have unique solution?
Yeah.
So you have x equals something, y equals something.
Oh, but I only, wait, just, all I did is this.
So what's the last line we have?
Wait, I just messed. What did I just do? Like.
Did I get it?
Yes.
So numbers are wrong. And the last line is something.
Oh,
What do you have for the
that's
last
0 equals 1.
line?
That's not.
Oh,
But my numbers are wrong.
Numbers are wrong.
Oh, is it? I gotta work with my addition, I guess.
Then stop because the last one is telling you, hey, don't make like that.
oh, you got it
But you have to tell no solution.
right. So,
And you have to tackle the last line, but that is telling you.
Inconsistent. How do you know all my numbers are wrong?
Because
Where did I go
I see the
wrong?
numbers.
Yeah.
This one is really good. Why did you go further?
What do you mean?
One. Oh, you reduce the entire thing. Okay. So you reduced further.
I went wrong here.
It's fine because you did everything together.
Okay.
So people actually stop when they see the last line.
Yeah, okay. I removed this line. And then I just. Yeah.
So do you write it down?
Yeah.
I'm going to take enough time to play around much. So you have to
Right.
look at the last one.
Right.
The first thing you have to do is look at the last one. If you see 0 and non-zero, so. This one will take longer. And I already have the answer. It has this image selection. How are you doing? Okay, we're fine. So what is this number?
17 is this one.
0. So you have 0 equals 17. Does it make sense?
Oh, I'm so right.
And you circle the last line to the left, and the last line is turning us.
Yeah, 0, 0,
So these are supposed to be like value, right? We got a figure y times 0, still going by the x times 0 gives us the 17. That makes no sense because like your 2 0 is 0 plus 0 can't give you 100.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why that doesn't make sense. And that's just like inconsistent solution.
So that's why she was telling us to look at.
Yeah, Yeah, like at the bottom is
Nine, one, please.
000.
Yeah.
If we're good, if it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry, you have to be over.
But if it's like
Only one.
something else.
You can figure out if anyone.
we're-
5i is inconsistent. You found that 5i is inconsistent. But there's no solution for this one.
No, we haven't done it.
She said there is.
She said,
There is one for this.
yeah, she said a unique solution, but that's gonna be
It's very work. Yeah. Like let that Mallory.
Yeah.
We go column-wise. So this column, let's not. The one goal is to have one space. So what you do is swap the first two, and you get 1, 3, and write the first one, is to have a here. Because you don't like one. That means that.
Yeah, that's ChatGPT for you right there.
I don't know.
The star is telling you that this is this star. So row 1. Or this is row 2. And you go
Yeah,
to.
I'm reading a
So the
second.
mean row 2. Star means
Not
the
yet.
mean. The mean row
Not yet.
2.
Should.
Current
I try to
row
like,
2
like it's whole.
time.
Overall,
Yeah.
Negative 3 times row 1.
all the textbooks are. We're in step.
Yeah.
And then I will check it out. Do you read here and you here?
He has, Professor has a YouTube channel.
You cannot just subtract.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. But
So you need the help.
I don't think about that research.
She says also that
If you multiply this by negative 3.
the tests are gonna be directly based on.
Yeah.
So just locking up on some more problems.
That's.
You'll see something similar on the test.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm gonna go.
No more discrete.
The screen was terrible.
Whatever results you get from here, there actually will be.
You just find this entire like discrete.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, I feel like I'm taking college tomorrow.
Oh.
It's like, I don't even know if you can mock it. It's like, it's just like you can roll the dice and put it all on black and just hope for the best. It's really crazy. Yeah, I know. Isn't that scary? It's a scary thought. They let you put whatever information you want on the test and they're like, good luck. That's a wild class.
Even though you think yes. We hope to say. Yeah.
I don't like her one bit. If you have you ever looked her up on ratemyprofessor.com? It's a juicy read, dude. Oh my god. People talk.
So why is it that the reduced row? To reduce row, you get this information from the reduced row. One, 1, 4, 5, 4, 0.
Yeah, it's a two.
First row and then you want to get second row.
No, to get the first row to be anyone, to get the pivots. But I'm saying like.
Oh,
yeah,
that's-
But there's science.
Yeah, yeah, list of things. Yes, yeah, the first pivot.
Is negative 1 to the 3, 2 plus 5.
Yeah.
So this one is telling us x plus 1 4 3 equals. This is the information you get. X is
I wanna
y
cancel this out.
and z is 1 4.
I want
So
to
one
get
X
at least roll.
plus one plus Z equals.
Cancel the sounds, but I just take the original.
Okay, so for X, which is.
Oh, I used the wrong side.
So the X equals negative one plus Z.
Oh, okay. You don't have to divide that negative one, you just multiply that.
You still have the second line.
You
The
read
second
dividing by
is
negative
negative
one.
X. But the Y now. The one Y. Plus 7 over X, so minus 7/8C.
Yeah.
So 1Y minus 7/8C equals 1/8.
Yeah, I did it wrong.
Wait a second.
Let's write down the equation from that.
The second step, you just to get a
So this is the coefficient for X.
get a new
This
row.
is the coefficient for Y.
You just like subtract it.
X equals
Like, you don't have to multiply, you just subtract it.
1X plus 0Y plus
Like,
1
you
plus
do those,
3
so if you want
equals
to do
1/8.
row, there is.
You understand this matrix?
You don't subtract.
We are rewriting a matrix to the equation.
I would say subtract it, like, cancel this out, but like. there we go.
Is adding.
It's okay, you're the planning. It's
Like,
okay.
you just subtract the group. Adding to the negative version.
So, it takes time.
Yeah.
That means you have to study way a lot more behind the process.
Well, I don't know about this one, because
So try,
when I'm trying to get rid of this. Define this row is like, well, the new one, we took this one.
Wait, which step are you on?
It's the second step.
what it will go, what it will go.
I tried
You
to,
have to do it, but they give it 3
Oh.
options.
so I did this,
So go,
and then I got row one.
So I took row. it will be easier for you to come up with the steps. Since this is 2 but 3 11 0, so you
Yeah.
want 1 0 subsolution,
One.
0 1 subsolution, and you want the last entire column row.
I'll be multiply it.
Algebra, because we don't want to do it.
Wait,
X and Y. So you want 1x equals something. You want 1y equals something. That means the last row is useless. So for in order to get any solution, we want the entire row to be.
So I tried to.
But just because we want something, it doesn't mean we're going to get it. So you have to see, can you get the entire row to be? If you get the entire row to be 0, that means you can solve for x 0. If you cannot get the entire row to be 0, you have 0 here, but there's number on the other side, and you say no solution. So they're telling you that no variable is a solution. It doesn't make sense. No variable is a solution. Like this. Two zeros that are numbered. You want everything to be 0. So this will have this. It's not everything. Okay. How are you doing? Yeah, that's why we're going to do all these two examples. How many examples do you want? I'm going to give you at least one. In the exam, I'm going to give you at least one of these. So you have to learn how to do it faster. And you have to do the other problem also. That's it, the whole.
I try to do like two steps. So I did the row one, which beats this, and multiply this by negative 1. I multiplied like the minimum.
So you don't need the new one. If you're doing 2 steps at the same time, you have to use the older one.
Or this one. I think. We can't do it.
You can change only one. You can change. You can use.
Oh, it's just.
So in one change, you can use only one matrix. You cannot change it and then mentally use the new one. So if you are trying to change everything at the same time, you have to use this one, specifically this one, not
Make this one.
the new one. You want negative to be zero, multiply this by -2, negative 2 positive 2 will be zero. So you're multiplying -2, the 1, and you're doing -2 current for 1, so current for 1 by -2, so that -1 comes to +2. +2, -2 is 0.
Because you want, like, ideally you want this. Actually.
Same thing you can do this one. You can multiply this by 3, and with that,
Four.
also you can do this one. You're going to see how can you do column wise. In order to get your desired column, you don't care about what is happening on the other side. You only care about in that column.
You said this is a unique solution?
How can you get all the numbers you want to get?
Okay, so what if it's like, what if it gives you
You don't care.
No.
Whatever you have, you don't care. Eventually, once you're done with this column, you're going to go to that column. So when you go to that column, you have to mindful about this column. You cannot change this column anymore. So how can you do so that this column will not change? And whatever we have changed here, we don't care. So how the right is changing, we don't care. But how the left is changing, we have to care.
So, from other channel, like, once you have these zero, then you can use addition and you have one.
We can. The possibility.
Yeah, but basically you do that.
Yeah,
and
do you
then
do the second
you get
row?
those.
So the key is to look.
Yeah.
So the ways.
Okay, when I was doing the homework, I was looking at row wise.
Row is makes it so hard. It needs to do that.
You divide.
Every YouTube video does it row wise. Yeah,
And then you can cancel out the
We
bottom
can
row.
do it by
So it
case.
has unique solution.
yeah.
Do one column at a time, right?
We're almost done.
Yeah.
One. You want the last row to be zero, right?
No, you don't have to cancel this, you have to cancel
The
this.
two variables, we want 2 non-zero.
Don't worry about the.
That means the last row, we want
Whatever
all
you
together.
have, right? Don't worry about that, but.
But
Don't
how do
worry
we
about
change
what
it?
that.
Then that is a problem.
No, yeah, I mean.
In multiply place, so this is, we make some mistakes. One of them is negative, one of them is positive. So let's say this is positive. But it is some mistake. We should do one and two. So since we cannot add etc. directly, so we need the help of other row. We cannot get the help of the first row. If you do, that one will change this zero to
Yeah, you can just, right
So
here.
one, the first row is the second of this. That is the only thing is you. How can you use the second row to change the first row? It's one. You want this to be zero. For a positive two. You multiply this by 2 and add it again
How.
to the zero.
You did that. Now, this be zero and this one. There's a number there. You see how the problem again, like zero is equal to something. The zero should only be equal to zero. Are you sure it's me? Because if I do row 4, this one.
This row is wrong, so figure out what needs to be made for previous step. This row is entirely zero.
It's higher than zero.
And then we use it.
How does that make sense? How does that make sense?
The somewhere you made, find out your math, arithmetic mistake. So what did you do?
What cancellation are you
Row
making?
2 to row 1.
Are you on
Okay.
There's
So
nothing that makes it even. Yeah, that's just.
what did you do here?
I wanted row 2, so 2 times row 2, that's 94.
From -2 to 1, from -2 to 24, means it's twice the first one.
Yeah.
So 2, -4, 1, -4. So 0, -2, 3, 0. And 0, -3, 0.
Yeah.
And then the cat is
Yeah.
3, 2, 2, 5. 3, 2, 2, 5, okay. And this one is subtracted, right?
Yeah, that was like,
I hope this too. So 3, 3 is 0. 8, 2 is 10. 5, 2, 7, and 5. 3, 2, 2, 5. Oh, this is a 5. This is a 0. -3, 8, 5, 17.
oh, hey,
Dang, you started with something wrong. This is 17.
damn, that means I gotta do the.
Maybe it's to move with the last. Your step 1 should be rewrite this into a matrix.
Like,
So like it's here.
did you finish the first row?
All the conditions.
I ain't finished my first column, but I'm
Just looking at it.
Not here, not here. Because I want to do it something, so let's try that in the matrix.
so for my second step, I just decided to do it all.
I'm gonna make it. It's -1, -2.
I turned this -3 to 0, but added these rows. That's where I'm at. And then now, I'm trying to turn this -2 by making negative row, by multiplying the first row by 2, adding it to the second row. See where I go.
You know, you want a bit different.
Can we do
I think you have
brackets
to divide
and then the bar?
by something.
Eventually,
Now we have how many variables?
going like one step at a time.
How many rows?
Do 2 steps at a time.
That means we want 3 rows to have to have a 1 and the entire last row to have 0.
That's all.
But it's better if you write down your goal. What is your goal? Convert this entire case into 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. If you want to have a solution, we want to have a 0 here. And then all of this will be simplified. So this is your goal. Now, what do you go for great scores?
So like the numbers, it's one row there.
Okay, so this time we're doing that 17. 3 plus 3, 0. No,
Immediately on, I already seen it. Yeah, you're.
not 20, right?
Yeah. It's been 20.
Multiply this, subtract that, we get the
Yeah.
plus. That means 3.
Well, can't you just divide by 2
Yes.
or -2 and then you subtract this? So it's zero.
Technically, this one is the same. So you can subtract 1 line from another one. And what do you do?
I can divide by 2.
See, 12. So let's do this one. See, time flies when you try doing the math on your own.
You're about to say when you're having fun.
It's gonna be like.
We do have fun, right? When you do the math by yourself, instead of me talking all the time. Okay, let's do this together. Who wants to tell me the augmented matrix for this one? Go ahead, Andy.
The first row is gonna be -1, 2, -1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
Second row, -2, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 2, 5,
Mm-hmm.
-3, 8, 5, 17.
Perfect. This is what we have. So how many variables we see? But how many rows we have? So if we want to get unique solution, our goal should be 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, and then the last row entirely to be 0. So we want a number here, 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 each for XYZ, but the last one is useless because that is extra row they give us. So this is what do we want to have a unique solution. But just because we want something doesn't mean we are going to get it, right? So we have to see if you have a unique solution or not. But we start by column wise. We want to have 1 0 0 in this entire column. So how can we solve this problem? How can we convert -1 into +1?
We just multiply the first row by -1.
So -1 row 1. Our problem is solved. How can we change the row 2? We want -2 to be 0. Go ahead.
Row 2 plus 2R1.
Row 2 plus
2R1 after we change it.
it's minus 2 row 1.
Wait,
If you multiply by -2 and multiply by -2 times this into positive.
Yeah, so I assumed that row, I.
Or use the new one.
New one, yeah.
If you change everything together, you have to use the current row.
Okay.
so if we want to do multiple operations, we
You have to use
Correct.
the one matrix. You cannot take that.
And it did separate it.
If you do it in step by step, then
Yeah.
you're fine. But if you want to do everything together, you have to use one matrix. And then row 3. How can you convert 3 into 0?
R3 plus 3R1.
R3 plus 3R1. So you're multiplying this row by 3 and adding with this row, you can get 3 into 0. And lastly, R4. We can add row 3 and row 4. You don't have to multiply. You're gonna have to get the help of the row 1. You can simply add row 3 and row 1. Sorry, row 3 and row 4. Right? Add these two, it will turn into 0. So let me do the operation here. Row 2 is -2, 2, 1, 4, and you're multiplying row 1 by -2. So 2, 4, row 1 by -2. So 2, -8, right? -2, so +2, -4, +2, -4, +2, -4. Is it? So row 1 by -2. -2, so you're multiplying this by -2. So 2, -4, 4, 2, -4, yeah. So when you add, you get 0, -2, 3, 0. So this is our row 2. Then row 3 is current row 3, which is 3, 2, 2, 5, and you're multiplying row 1 by 3. So -3, 6, -3, 6. We get 0, 8, -1, 11. So this is new row 3. And row 4, when you add, we get 0, 10, 7, 22. This is our row 4. So write down your homework. I said A and D, but I'm going to change them. I'm going to give you 3 questions. So I'll post, yeah.
Okay.
So we have the new row, which is 1, 2, 1, -2, 1, -2, 0, -2, 3, 0, and then 0, 8, -1, 11, 0, 8, -1, no, 0, 8, come on, don't do that. 0, 0, 8, -1, 11. And the last one is 0, 10, 7, 22. 0, 10, 7, 22. Do you guys have this when you have 1, 0, 0 on the first column?
Yeah, there. Okay, I know I'll do so.
Okay, so now we want to make this to 1, so we can get current row 2 divided by -2, right? No problem. So we have 0, 1, 3 by -2, 0. And to change R3, we can do current R3 plus 4 times R2. So R2 times 2, and then that, nobody is listening to me. You can leave. I'll just do it here so that you can see the solution later. So we have row 3 plus 4 times row 2. So we change that. And then for 10, we can do R4 is current R4 plus 5 times row 2. So we can do the math on the side. We have the second row is 0, 1. Oh, no, we already did that. The first row we didn't change. So we have 1, -2, 1, -2. For the third row, we have row 3, 0, 8, -1, 11, 4 times row 2. So 0, -8, 12, 0. When we add, we get 0, 0, 11, 11. 0, 0, 11, 11. The row 4 is current row 4, which is 0, 10, 7, 22, 5 times row 2. So 0, -10, 15, 0. When you combine, we get 0, 0. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. Oh, no, not mistake. 22, 22. So 0, 0, 22, 22. Now we can change this into 0. So we can make the new row 4 as current row 4 minus 2 times row 3. If you multiply row 3 by -2, we get -22, -22. And then add the row 4, the entire row 4 will become 0. And also we can divide this by 11. So we get 1 in this position. So we get so the first row, let's keep it. We do not need to change anything. 1, -2, 1, -2, 0, 1, -3 half, 0. And then we have 0, 0, 1, 1. If you divide by 11, they will turn into 1. And if you multiply the third row by -2 and add with the fourth row, the entire row becomes 0. So this is our new one. So we already have a solution here. We just need to make this into 0. That's our goal. And also we want to make this into 0. So we can first change the first row. And then we are going to change the second row. So our first row, the new row 1, if you want to make -2 into 0, we can get the help from row 2, right? If you multiply row 2 by 2 and then add with row 1, the -2 becomes 0. So it's current row 1 plus twice row 2. If you want to see the math, we have current row 1 is, let me do it here. 1, -2, 1, -2. Twice row 2 is 0. What is your name? Harv. Okay. I marked you absent, but now you are here. We have 0. We are multiplying the second row by 2. So 2, -3, 0. This is twice row 1. Sorry, twice row 2. And this is row 1. So when you combine them, we get 1, 0, -2, -2. 1, 0, -2, -2. If we want to change row 2, we can get the help from row 3. So current row 2 plus 3/2 row 3. If you multiply this one by positive 3/2 and add with this one turn into 0. So if you want to see the math, the current row 2 is 0, 1, -3/2, 0. 3/2 row 3 is 0, 0, 3/2, 3/2. When you add them, you get 0, 1, 0, 3/2. So these are row 2. 0, 1, 0, 3/2. Row 3 is 0, 0, 1, 1, and the last one is entirely 0. That means the only thing we want to change now is this one. We want to have 0 here instead of 2, -2. So we can use the third row because third row has 2 zeros in the front. So it will not going to affect our 1 and 0 on the top row. So new row 1 is the current row 1 plus twice row 3. So we are going to get the new row 1 as 1, 0, 0. So you're multiplying. Let me do the math here. Current row 1 is 1, 0, -2, -2. 2 times row 3 is 0, 0, -2, no, 0, 0, 2, 2. So when we add, we get 1, 0, 0, 0. And we do not need to change anything on the last 2 rows. So 0, 1, 0, 3/2, 0, 0, 1, 0, and then we have entirely 0. So we have unique solution because we have diagonal ones. The first one is x, second one is y, the last one is z. So that tells us from here, our x is 0. This line is telling us our y is 3/2. This line is telling us our z is 0, which probably could be wrong. Yeah, z is 1, so I made mistake somewhere. Oh, it's 1, 1, yeah. So Z is 1. So we have unique solution. Yeah. I will try to give you something smaller so they don't have to use much time. But
Question, because I think I did something wrong when I divided, because like I wanted to divide I wanted to divide them. Could you go to like
left,
one more time? Okay, so there where you circle the two. I wanted to divide by negative by -2.
I did the same thing. I divided by -2. So the -2 divided by -2 is 1. 3 divided by -2 is -3/2.
Where did that?
That 3 comes from that 3 comes from this operation. So R2 minus twice R1. I think I did the math on the left or on the right? On the left. So R2 minus twice R1. R2 minus twice R1. When you combine them, you get 3 from 2 plus 1. So R2 is -2214, right? And then twice -2R1. The -2 times -1 is +2. The second line. -2 times 2 is -4. -1 times -2 is +2. And 2 times -3 is -4. So you add all down, you get -2, +2 into 0. So this is R1, no, R2, and this is -2 R1. Addition, subtraction. Then this is current R3, and this is 3 times R1. It takes time. So I'm going to assign, here I see 2 questions, but I want to assign 3 questions. One with unique solution, one with no solution, and one with infinite solution. So you can have practice on all 3. And its due date will be Monday midnight instead of Wednesday midnight. Thank you for staying behind. So have a good day, and sorry, have a good night and good rest of the week.